What is going on, players, and welcome back to Hungary for Success with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today, we're taking on Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League group stage, a PSG side who absolutely are demolishing everybody in the group, which is just fantastic. And we're going to be taking on Fervor in the league. So if you do want to enjoy this episode, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It makes a massive, massive difference to the channel. Please subscribe. Now, let's get into the video. So, since you were here in the last episode, when we beat Midtjylland 8-2, we went and played a Hungarian Cup game. I gave Braunschweig a chance to play in this game. He was trash. Oh, he was so bad. But we still won 7-5 against a team that are like third or fourth division in Hungary. Not ideal. But then we went and beat ensue because I put Werner back in because, Werner can actually be a goalkeeper. Beat Sevilla 4-1, which I was very surprised by, but I'm not going to complain. We played fairly well. Oriola, Grodum, and Mary all scoring goals. Versace did pick up a little knock in that game, which was less than ideal. We beat Pushkash Academia 4-0. Kind of expected it. As you can see, Fergus Riffin scoring in that game, which was fantastic. Beat Pex 4-0. Again, quite comfortable. Mandira scored a hat-trick in this one. And then we got absolutely shit-stomped by PSG. 5-0. But to be fair, it could have been a lot worse. I think Haaland was caught offside 3 or 4 times. There was goals disallowed, but as you can see, our team were... Werner played really well with a 7.7, but then, Pushak played a 5.9. Grodin played a 5.8. Our strikers were just left completely just in the wilderness. They barely touched the ball. Against Pest, I shit-talked the Pest manager, and of course we lost. Then we went and played Siofuk in the second round of the Hungarian Cup, and we won 6-2. Mandira scored 4 in this game, which is just insane. As you can see, Grodum's not been scoring many goals recently. He has been exhausted, so I have sent him off to have a little bit of a holiday for himself. And in the most recent game, we beat MTK 2-1. They got a very lucky equaliser, but thankfully, Barreto came along and just went, nah, mate, and just bang, smashed the ball into the back of the net and gave us the 2-1 victory. So today, as I said, PSG, who are top of the group, as you can see, 16 goal difference, they beat Midtjylland 12-1. So it's fair to say that they dominated. They did draw with Sevilla, which is interesting because we smashed Sevilla. And Sevilla did the dirty on Midtjylland. But we are sitting atop the league. It is quite unfortunate that we're after losing 2 games already. But it's fine. We'll soldier on. In the next round of the Hungarian Cup, we play Vasas, which should be a comfortable game. But like I said, Fervor having a decent start to the season. Haladas and ensue are not having a great time, but as you can see, Ferencvaros sitting 8th in the league. I think they've completely bottled being a top team. Again, I've fixed this, but it's still not working. We have 8 degrees strong wind, which could work against us with our long ball. As you can see as well, by the way, I am wearing a green shirt, so that's why I'm almost completely invisible. Ooh, I'm a floating head. But yeah, we're starting with Werner in goal because his form has picked up recently. Perez is still the better average rating goalkeeper. I think I'm just going to start with Werner because I think Werner is just a better goalkeeper at the minute. Vleka Maputa as our wingbacks, Barreto and Bordet as our central defence, with Arua and Kosaric as our central midfield, Versace and Kalsberg as a wide man, Mandira and Pushak as our strike force. We do have Savage on the bench. Unfortunately, Riffin is injured along with Oriola. Grodum's on a holiday, and Zamorano and Hidalgo are both suspended for this game because of a yellow card accumulation. So we have made 2 changes from the last match. I think Hidalgo was suspended for the last game as well, if I remember correctly. Or did I just leave him because he was tired? I don't remember. I recorded that yesterday. Or I did that game yesterday. The PSG side is quite strong. They have Bogdanovic in goal, Delict, Kimpembe, Vindal. They have Florian Wirtz. They're playing in central midfield alongside Camavinga. But then you look at the forwards: Mbappe, Havertz, João Felix, Haaland. We are screwed. And Jadon Sancho sitting on the bench. Just Jadon. And Gunnar Fjortov Fjortoft. Almost went to Juventus in the summer, but he decided to stay at PSG, even though I think they offered, was it like 60 million? And he doesn't even get on the, he doesn't start for PSG. He doesn't even start for PSG, but, you know, he's worth a small fortune. There was also oh god, instant highlight. 2 minutes in, PSG have the ball. There was an Irish centre back who left Man United, who our scouts kept telling us to sign. Went to Barcelona, 103 million, because obviously we could afford 103 million for an Irish international centre back. Sometimes, we got away with that one. Haaland managed to get free, but thankfully put that one over. I'm still surprised that Wirtz is playing as a central midfielder, because especially he's playing for PSG. Because when I was managing Bayer Leverkusen in the Director of Football Journeyman, which was a fantastic series that I do, well, it's a fantastic series that I do every year. He was a winger, but was never that good. So I think the update for the transfer window has made a massive difference to him, if nothing else. Arua had a nice little run with Wirtz. Speaking the devil, gets the ball back. Thankfully, our defenders are there to clean it up. But Bordet, with a wayward pass, finds Wirtz, and obviously he's going to score because I've been talking about him. Nope, Werner, on top of things, does what he's meant to be doing. Maputa is having a terrible game. Oh my god, our left side is getting shit on. Carlsberg's having a poor game as well, and Kosteric has given away a penalty. You don't need VAR for this. This is obviously going to be a penalty. Checking. Yeah, penalty awarded. Obviously, it's always going to be a penalty when that happens. Mbappe steps up to take it. Hopefully he can miss. That'd be nice for us. Oh, Werner goes the wrong way. To be fair, I don't think Werner was ever going to get there. Anyway, it was literally top bins. Werner's a good goalkeeper. Saves a decent amount of penalties. Never going to save that one. Some of the other groups are a bit mental as well. You might have noticed that I don't know if it's the same as it was in the last round of games, but Bayern Munich were bottom of their group. The fact that Werner's only on a 6.7 is okay. It's just gone up to a 7. He's made some decent saves. I'm kind of surprised by that, but Versace's gotten away with the ball. Literally has no one in front of him though, and Camavinga gets back to stop the attack. Mandira finds Vlek. Vlek gets it across, and Koster can't get there. Haaland, he's just going to turn and burn, isn't he? Nope, finds Havertz. Vlek, this is an easy goal for Haaland. Oh, yeah. To be fair, we've done pretty decent to only be 2 down after 35 minutes. This header by Vlek is just, what are you doing? We got really unlucky with the bounce, or the deflection that Haaland's shot took off the post. But it's fine. We'll have a quick look here. Like you can see Rangers. Okay, so Bayern Munich are second in their group, but Rangers are top. AC Milan and Benfica sitting it up. But Molde are top of their group with Barcelona in third, who are actually playing Man United right now. In their group, nothing too unexpected there. We'll add the instruction of work the ball into the box. Arua is really getting in there, trying to kill people. Oh, and we've got away with that one again. We're kind of living on the edge. I'm not gonna lie. We are tempting fate here. Sorry, my throat has decided to not do what it's meant to do. Their right back is getting quite an amount of freedom, and Mandira can't get ahead of Kimpembe. We're just running around after the ball, just not really getting a whole heap of opportunities. Like I said in the last game, our strikers literally, I'd say they probably touched the ball 5 or 6 times. Vlek does get there before João Felix can get a run going. Versace finds Vlek. Vlek to Versace. Versace finds Kosteric, and he's hit so many defenders and then blasts it wide. This first half is taking quite a length of time. Are we? We are on key highlights. We're just playing PSG. You know, this is just PSG things. Haaland is true. Werner with a save. Werner is having a pretty good game. I do not like the fact that my wingbacks are getting absolutely destroyed. Maputa on a 6.1, Vlex on a 6.3, Carlsberg is playing a 6. I'm going to thrash my arms and say we're extremely poor. Not happy with your defensive work. Not happy with your playmaking. I'm going to say the strikers are not happy with your finishing, but they haven't really been given too many opportunities. I'm going to take Vlek off for Bartek because Vlek is liable to do something stupid in this game. We might take Maputa off in a minute and Carlsberg potentially at some point. Gonna put my fists and say I believe in you, Bartek. I see Bartek as the future right back. Because I feel like Vlek is going to be leaving at some point because he has plenty of interest in him in the transfer windows. Porto were after him recently. That was why I just FM, please. Why did my defender run alongside Haaland and not actually do anything to him? Carlsberg and Maputa are now playing 5.9s. Yeah, they're going to have to come off. We're going to probably make a tactical tweak just so we can get at least Haaland. Werner's come out and Haaland. Yeah, that's to be expected. I feel like that's going to drop Werner's rating down quite a bit. And yeah, PSG have just kind of come out and they've decided they're going to win this game by a lot. Okay, it's time for a tactical change. This is what we're doing. Complete forward. We're going to bring Carlsberg off for Savic. Actually, swap you. You can do that. And Maputa is going to go off for Stepanenko. Bordet can sit as the wingback support. Bartek can do the attacking one. And we're going to go with that. So an hour in, we've made all our substitutions. And they've just brought Jadon Sancho on. They took Haaland off, I think. Because João Felix is playing up front. Mbappe, what was... Actually, what's my midfield doing? Yeah, that's what I want them to do. Just a bit of encouragement, you know. Go attacking. Why not? Why not? We'll just no bueno. No bueno. This is not been a great game. Someone else went down to a 5 point. Yeah, Pushcat. Werner played quite well. To be fair, Werner had a good game. So, can't really complain too much. I'm not happy with the performance out there. I am going to thrash my arms at the three who played terribly. I'm thinking I might move Pushkak off out on loan again because he's really not done anything since he started playing in the first team. So I'm just going to do that. Barcelona and Man United 2-2 draw. Mokoko. Pushkash finding it tough. Has played 12 hours without scoring. Yeah, he's played 13 games, no goals. Average rating of 6.59. Yeah, we should probably consider doing something a little bit different, other than just kind of continuing with him. So we've lost to PSG twice, 5-0, home and away. Did get a decent attendance for this game though, so that's fine. I'll take that. 16,000 people showing up for us to get absolutely demolished. What's the worst that could happen? Right, we will be back in just a second for the game against Fervar. Don't go anywhere. It should be an interesting game. Hopefully, we can win it. Right, fellas. So now we're taking on Fervar in the second part of this episode. Hopefully, we can turn to winning ways after getting absolutely shit stomped by PSG. We're actually going to start Perez instead. So a couple of changes for this game. I brought Ivanovic back into the first team. Taken him off the transfer list as well, just because I want to see if he can do something. I've also brought Awad up, who's scored a couple of goals in the second team, and he played a couple of games for us in the top team. 2 games, 2 goals, both in the cup. So hopefully this 11 has enough about them to do the business. We do have some players who had to sit this one out because they're tired or injured. Oriola recovering from his injury. Maputa has just been terrible, so he's getting dropped. Pushkak is sitting this one out because he's been shocking. Kosric is exhausted, as is Versace. So Carlsberg takes the armband for today's game. As you can see, massive sweeping changes. Not because I think the players who played in the last game are bad, but I wanted to see if we could bring the players in and see if they can do something different. My chair keeps sinking. I don't like it. You can see me. I'm slowly dropping. I'm going to thrash my arms. I expect a better performance. To be fair, most of these players didn't play in the last game. So we're just going to go out there. And I can't see what's going on now because my chair has sank so deep. What a moment. Carlsberg with a corner. Hidalgo can't win the ball, but Zamorano does. Savic. Carlsberg just puts it over. That's quite unfortunate. We have been quite wasteful of late, which is not something we did very often last year. We are going to try and work the ball into the box. See if that'll help us with our attempts at, scoring some goals. Mandira goes for a bit of a run forward. Never looked like he was going to score that one. And didn't. Abe, the ex-Dorogi player, goes for the back post. Nobody was there. Ivanovic is just a little bit lazy getting back to the ball. And now Ferver on the attack. Odada, player that we keep getting recommended. Even though he's like 2.5 star potential for us. Because we do have the strongest team in the league. Mandira slots the ball away. Carlsberg with the assist. Mandira just continues to score goals. 150th goal of his Dorogi career. So that'd be his 150th goal of his competitive career. He is also now part Hungarian, but we can't call him up to the Hungary squad, which is somewhat annoying because I was kind of hoping that we could have Mandira as one of our many strikers. But unfortunately, that's not the case. I do think the biggest issue we've had recently in the last 3 games is the fact we don't have Grodem. So we don't have our goal scoring extraordinaire playing. And that was an absolute bullet of a shot from Savic. Just unfortunate that Milinkovic-Savic was alive to the situation. And again, our corner is blocked. Savic dinks it over. Can't find a Dorogi player, and the highlight ends. Okay, so I thought that was going to be them breaking away. Thankfully it was not. Hidalgo is back in, and as you can see, he is delighted with life. Hopefully we can stop whatever they're attempting. Was that? Yeah, that was Zamorano who just pushed the Ferver player. Just get out of my way, boy. Huri. Oh, Hidalgo, beautiful. And Mora, for some reason, had a dive in as well. They both slid tackled the ball. Slid tackled. Oh, Bartek off the line. Bartek is coming up constantly as... I thought that was a red card for a second there with the way the game stopped. Bartek is coming up as one of our best strikers of late, which I'm kind of confused by because he has 1 finishing. So I'm not 100% sure that the AI, my assistant manager, I think is the one that is going through all the different star ratings and where people should be playing. I don't think he fully understands what a right back is. But to be fair, he's a right midfielder by trade. We're playing him as a right back. Mandira right tackle comes away with it. Mora, he's hit the corner of the crossbar / post, and it's gone behind. He is playing at 6.5, so he's the worst player on the pitch for us. I wasn't looking, and Savic picks up the ball, gets a shot, and unfortunately, Vanya pushes it over. Now Carlsberg with the corner. Can Hidalgo get in the end of it? He can, but he puts it over, because of course he does. Mora's Mora's not having a great game, so we might have to consider taking him off at some point. I did bring him in for today's game just because he plays quite well. Oh, Hidalgo's hit the crossbar. Oh, just not been Hidalgo's day. Bartek gets it to Savic. Can't get it across, but Mora's picked it up. Bartek finds Mora. Savic, two bites at the cherry. Hidalgo misses the header. Ronnie is true. Barreto, quite a nice tackle. Tackling is not his strongest suit, so I'm kind of glad that he didn't give away a penalty there. Ivanovic, you're playing poorly, so I'm going to move him back to be a Mazzella. I'm going to bring on Saeed Awad as our striker. He can be the advanced forward. You can go to be a poacher. Who else is playing poorly? Bartek's not having a great game. Don't really have a right back on the bench. Also don't have a left back on the bench, so I can't move Bordeaux over. I could play Ketrish there, but doesn't sound like the best idea. Carlsberg is tired. We're going to take Carlsberg off for Mary, who's been quite good when he's been given the opportunity, of course. Ivanovic takes the corner. Hidalgo does find the back of the net. 6th of the season. I really like having Hidalgo in the team. I'm not going to lie. Hidalgo is quite handy to have. He is 6'4", so he's not the tallest centre back we've had this series, but he does score many goals. The only one who stops him from scoring at corners is Grodum, and him being out does just kind of make his life a little bit easier, so he can just kind of do whatever he pleases. Final substitution, we are going to bring on Ketrish to play at right back. So I've 4 centre backs. 4 centre backs on the pitch now, because Fleck was suspended for this game. Perez plucks the ball out of the air. This is where Perez is better than Werner. Perez is just a little bit taller, so life is a little bit easier for him in those kind of situations. Mandira finds Mary, finds Savic, and Savic has put it wide. He was quite good at the start of last season, really quickly fell off, and he's just kind of continued to not be the best player in the world, which is less than ideal. But Awad is coming forward with the ball. He can't get his crossover. To be fair, I signed him mostly because he's Sudanese, and I thought that was just, I haven't signed a Sudanese player in potentially ever. Oh, he's had a shot blocked. Ivanovic, Zamorano. Are we going to score a third? That would be nice. Bordeaux finds Mary, gets it back to Bordeaux. Oh, he's duked the defender. Plays a 1-2 with the defender, and Ivanovic, first game back in the first team, puts the ball in the back of the net from midfield. So maybe having Ivanovic in the team isn't actually a bad idea. He did annoy me just a smidge, and that's why he got dropped to the under-19s. Just, don't fuck with me. I will drop you to the under-19s. I don't care who you are. With the Chinese club's interest as well, I'm kind of expecting us to hit that 7.25 million release clause he has. I think it's 7.25 million. His release clause. So MTK have a game in hand, are 6 points behind. So if they win, they do come back to 3 points, but they're playing PEX. Okay, yeah. So I don't imagine they're going to be stopped by PEX. As you can see though, Debrecen, 4 goals, all scored by our players. Simon and Adrino are both our players playing for Debrecen, which I quite like. As you can see, Mary's finishing isn't as good as his crossing, but I do think he's going to get some opportunities, because Carlsberg is going to need a rest. But we actually have our international break coming up, which is fantastic. Next episode, like I said, is going to be Sevilla against Meshkoved or Haladas. Whichever. I think, where are Haladas in the league? They're bottom. Meshkoved are 6th. Haladas have 3 points. Meshkoved 19. Okay, we'll see. We'll see which one is more interesting. Potentially the Haladas game, especially because we're playing Sevilla away. Yeah, and Haladas at home. We might just do those two because I feel like a lot of these games, like the Ferencváros game, could be difficult because they've one of the only teams in the league to have beaten us this year. Yeah, them and Újpest. We'll have to see. But yeah, if you have enjoyed this episode, do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends, and I will see you in the next one.